In the very near future, we are going to witness a much more widespread and significant crisis regarding the gasoline supply and distribution issues at gas stations everywhere. We'll be seeing much longer lines. This will lead to dissatisfaction, the government will try to deal with it through security measures, and the issue will escalate. Pezeshkian's deputy, Ismail Sagapur, his energy deputy, has come out and said gasoline consumption has reached 135 liters a day, 135 million liters. But we are currently producing 100 million liters. 1/3 of the gasoline that needs to be consumed in the country is simply not there. The reason why, just a few days ago, I saw in Isfahan they were saying they're telling us to pump less. We can't even pump 30 liters. They don't pump non-rationed gas at all anymore. They only pump the rationed gas. The reason is that there's a 1/3 shortage of gasoline in Iran. Just as the deputy of President Pezeshkian stated himself, he said that our consumption has now reached 130 to 135 million liters a day. Then he says we had a shortage of 20 to 25 million liters before the war, which we used to import. Now we produce 100 million liters, while consumption is 135 million liters. This means there's a deficit of 35 million liters, 30 million liters. It simply cannot. The Islamic Republic can't maintain control over this in the long term with the blockade. Because even when there was no blockade in place, they still imported their gasoline. The gap between consumption and production. They used to import to fill that void, but now they can't. Currently, they need to import 30 to 35 million liters each day, but they are unable to because America has blocked it. Slowly, this will manifest as a crisis at gas stations across the country. And because people deal with gas stations all across the country, everywhere in the country, gasoline is something that people deal with everywhere in the country. In the very near future, we will witness a more extensive and widespread crisis regarding the ongoing supply challenges of gasoline at local gas stations. We'll be seeing much longer lines. This will lead to dissatisfaction, the government will try to deal with it through security measures, and the issue will escalate. If the blockade continues like this and there are no more gasoline imports, the issue will escalate. It is even possible that we might witness a reversal in gasoline smuggling, which would mean gasoline coming from countries outside of Iran into Iran. Due to its shortage, another point that's very important in this gasoline shortage is that the government's own statistics say 20 million liters are smuggled every day. I believe the government officials are smuggling most of it. And those in power don't even care about the Islamic Republic's crisis. They're just looking to steal 20 million liters of gas, sell it at high prices, and profit themselves. That unsubsidized gasoline they promised would come from abroad at market prices for people to use. A few months ago, they said market price gas is coming. You can use it. Well, that's gone too. There's no more market price gas because of the blockade. With each and every passing day that the blockade continues, we'll see the fuel shortage crisis grow even more severe. And day after day, this snowball that started rolling will get increasingly powerful and growing larger by the moment. The reality of the situation is, it's not just about the gasoline shortage. It was announced today, the Statistics Center has announced, food inflation is absolutely horrific right now. I'll read through some of the specific figures for you. Vegetable oil, the country's inflation over the past year has been 375%. It's increased 4.7 times, nearly 5 times in 1 year. 375% is the current rate of inflation it is experiencing. And as for liquid oil, the rate of inflation in the country was 308%. Foreign rice had 209% inflation. It's terrifying, isn't it? The lowest inflation rates among various different food items were recorded for butter, powdered milk, and pasta. Can you actually guess how much that lowest rate turned out to be? The very lowest inflation was for butter, which saw a price increase of only 50%. The one that's the least has become 50% more expensive. Powdered milk 71%, pasta 75%. These are the lowest recorded figures. The highest are for cooking oils and similar items, and then meat, poultry, and eggs have multiplied in price several times. Looking at the current situation in the production of poultry, eggs, meat, and milk, based on the detailed statistics I saw today, the situation will unfortunately get much worse than this. Why is that? Because those essential livestock inputs, meaning corn, soy, and so on, that they must bring in to feed the livestock, the vast majority of these must be imported from abroad. And there are two major problems we face. One, they've removed the subsidized currency for it, which was 28,500 tomans, and said import with free market currency. This has led to a significant surge for these essential food items because production becomes more expensive, you see. When the government doesn't provide preferential currency, they import corn, soybeans, and barley at higher prices. And the product ends up more expensive: meat, poultry, and eggs. That is the first point. Furthermore, the second major reason why their prices have increased and will increase even further is the blockade. The blockade effectively prevents the ability for corn, soybeans, and barley to be imported. Now, the head of the Livestock Feed Industry Association, Majid Movafaq Khadiri, gave some statistics today. He is stating the fact that even if there are dollars available to import livestock inputs, they simply aren't being imported due to the ongoing economic blockade. Just consider how much of this corn, soybeans, and barley is actually given to the livestock, specifically to these sheep and to the cows to get meat and milk from them, or even to the chickens, bringing livestock inputs for them so that poultry and then eggs are produced and so on. How much of these must come into the country through imports? The statistics are terrifying. Government statistics from just today: a full 90% of the country's required corn is brought in from abroad. This is actually the corn they give to their farm animals. A full 90%, and the blockade wipes out that 90%. 95% of the required soybeans given to livestock must be brought in from overseas. Approximately half of the required barley is also imported. Its preferential currency has also been removed. The prices of meat, poultry, eggs, and milk, as much as they've risen, will increase even more than this. And this is one of those areas that builds up resentment. It builds up intense resentment. The government these days, you've seen here and there, the government has come out saying one thing: we ask the people to economize. The latest one, Majid Dustali, a member of the Planning and Budget Committee, he said, we are asking the people to economize under two specific headings. As a formal economic recommendation, we are telling the people that they should economize. This is because the practice of economizing is deeply rooted in our religious and moral teachings. Come and practice economizing now, they tell the people, as a way forward. I believe this won't happen. Why? First of all, there is absolutely no room at all to economize. What this means for the everyday people right now when it comes to essential things like meat, poultry, rice, eggs, and such, it's not like they just feel like going and consuming a lot. Many people can't even buy as much as they need. Therefore, economizing on something you already buy so little of doesn't make any sense at all. Right now, saving on chicken, eggs, and things like that makes no sense because people can barely afford any. So what exactly are they supposed to save on now? Beyond this point, there's simply no room left for saving. People are buying chicken and eggs just enough to stay alive, and things of that nature. If they save any more, well, then it's a matter of losing their lives. People are buying just enough to survive, most people. Therefore, saving makes no sense at all when people can't even afford to buy anything. Saving only makes sense when they are able to buy in total abundance. The second point regarding the government's claim that we should save, besides the economic aspect, which doesn't work as I mentioned, is simply because people are not consuming nearly enough right now to be able to save for their future. The second point involves them explaining that both religion and ethics strongly recommend the practice of saving, suggesting that people should start saving immediately. They are all consistently saying this exact same thing now. The question we must ask is, when we consider those individuals in the Islamic Republic who invite people to save using deeply religious and fundamental ethical reasons, do these supposedly religious and ethical recommendations have any real effect on the Iranian people today? I think because they simply don't see the government as a true representative of religion and ethics, it ultimately has absolutely no effect whatsoever on the people. People no longer consider the government to be their legitimate religious or moral authority. Even those who believe in religion, let alone those who don't. People don't see the government in a position not to give ethical advice to its own citizens. People say, a government that has killed thousands in the streets and committed crimes against humanity is simply in no moral position whatsoever. And to say that ethically the right thing is to save. People say, you killed the people, you're actually the last person who can give ethical advice as a government. And that influence they had in mind. From religion and ethics, people don't listen to the government's words anymore because they've seen so much immorality and crime from the government. This is the second reason why this saving the government talks about and emphasizes so much these days. People won't help with it. That's 2. 3, people are constantly asking, why on earth should I help you, the Islamic Republic government, by saving? Aren't you the very same ones who have both killed our people and completely cut off our access to the internet? They keep questioning why they should offer any help at all by saving, given the betrayal and oppression they have faced from your actions. If you really want us to save and help you, then you need to go ahead and free the internet. You simply can't just shut down the internet for all of us. You trample on our rights and then come and tell us to help you with economic conservation. It doesn't work that way. You come out onto the city streets and kill thousands upon thousands of us, killing us in the most horrific and brutal ways imaginable, disrespecting our lifeless bodies, as well as insulting their families. They are arresting more people day by day. They are executing people day by day to terrorize us. And then you come and try to tell us, oh, people, there's no gasoline. I can't import gasoline. You come and provide assistance to me by conserving. People, I am unable to import specific essential items. So you come and conserve to help me. It is perfectly clear that these people are not going to offer any assistance to the government. A government that has killed its own people, a government that has cut off the internet for its citizens, a government that doesn't even give people the right to vote. It's absolutely obvious these people won't help. So when the officials say they tell the people to conserve their resources, I saw Kalibaf said it, members of parliament said it, they're feeling the pressure. Now they come and tell the people to help us. The local people won't help them. People are praying for them to be overthrown as soon as possible. I saw this member of parliament from the Budget and Planning Commission, who recently stated that the enemy wants to use various critical issues like water and electricity shortages and water or fuel to create dissatisfaction, and people's conservation will be the way to counter this conspiracy. I have seen many people say that the government itself is creating dissatisfaction. There's no need for an enemy to want to create dissatisfaction. The Islamic Republic itself creates dissatisfaction. Israel didn't cut off the internet to make the Iranian people dissatisfied. The Islamic Republic government cut off the internet, which makes the people dissatisfied. And when you kill the people and cut off the internet, why should the people feel motivated to help you? The truth is, they won't. Fourth point, when those who invite the public to practice conservation speak, the people look at their own lives and ask, if this is truly about conservation, why don't these officials practice it themselves? If it is really about conservation, well, just consider that bomb that hit Shamkhani's house during the 12-day war, which revealed that luxury lifestyle to the world. Why do they want us to conserve? If Velayati comes and tells us to conserve, to tie a loincloth around our waists like the Yemenis and eat dry bread, why do he and his sons have all those buildings in Turkey? Why does he have a grand palace in Sadabad? Why should conservation be only for us, the common people? Why is there absolutely no conservation or accountability for Shamkhani's son, who manages such a vast and lucrative business empire all around the world? Why is there no conservation for the sons of Kazım Siddiqui, those notorious and great endowment eaters who illegally seized 4,000 square meters of prime land in the Ozgol area? Why is there no conservation or investigation for them? Ordinary people say, look at yourselves and then look at the reality of our lives, and I truly think it is for these specific reasons. Despite the fact that these days the Islamic Republic is begging the people, begging them, saying, I'm in a bind, come and save money, help me. For these reasons and dozens more that you know even better than I do, the people aren't helping, the Islamic Republic. Society is in a state of poverty. They have nothing to eat. The government says, come and save. Save what exactly? In this regard, Ehsan Çitsaz, the Deputy Minister of Communications, has said that security agencies are seeking a Chinese-style solution for internet restrictions, but the government is opposed. I don't buy that. The government can't just come out and say, look, only I am against the internet shutdown. The government itself is cooperating in the internet shutdown. The executor of the shutdown is the Ministry of Communications, the infrastructure company, and those mobile providers, and so on. The government is an agent of oppression on the internet. Isn't Pezeshkian head of the National Security Council? Isn't he head of the Cyberspace Council? If they truly oppose it, why do they act that way there? Why don't they just say that the IRGC is the one doing this? They lack guts. They're also lying agents of oppression